This conference will now be recorded.
All right, as always, everything that we're going to be talking about today is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. So, 2 days, and we still don't know who the president is, and apparently it has given us all the volume that we need. This has just been some of the best trading that we've seen over the past, I'd say, at least a month. Just trade after trade, and it's not just that; it's that even if you miss a stock, there's more stocks out there. So we got some pretty good looking things coming into the afternoon. Now, first thing we want to look at is ALTM. Now, biggest thing here, we definitely need to see the trading volume start to increase. Although it's kind of been moving in the same type of pattern, even with the lower trading volume, you can see there's just too many spurts. And I hate stocks like that. But actually, before it happens, let me talk about it. So these 31 aspirants, basically what we've been seeing is when we get these big pushes, they've printed, and we've got substantial pullbacks from them. And then it finds kind of a bottom level, for instance, like right here at the 27.75, before about 24 right there. So based off these aspirants, we should get a nice pullback coming underneath that 31 for a short trade. And then obviously based off the personality that we continue to keep seeing, we're going to want to look for it after that substantial pullback to come back up towards, and based off 31, you're talking about 32.50 right in that area. So it definitely has the buying. You can see right here, it didn't get really anything afterwards above that 31 level. So that sets us up even better for that pullback down. Now, keep in mind, we do want to see some red, but because the orders are so thin, there you go. Yeah, I knew that was coming. So unfortunately, just missed the trade. But we do need to see some riders coming in because remember, this stock can jump up to 32.50 in half a second. So just be careful. It's definitely more of an advanced stock just based off of the way that the volume is trading, but it's been trading very well. I mean, it's been following its rules, almost to the T for the most part. So like what I see there, APVO, obviously this has just been a monster trade today. So let's talk about what's going on. Coming up to that 25 level, we did have buying in there to show us that we were going to be able to hit 25 and be able to break past it. Now, by far, it needed a pullback coming in. And you can see that's basically what happened. We have a pretty strong support level sitting there at that 21, at 22. But overall, 21 might make a little bit more sense, especially with the way that this pattern is coming in. We're seeing a little bit of selling that's coming back in there. But overall, it's the same thing has happened numerous times. We got to go based off the personality. You can see it makes it look like it wants to run, and then it comes all the way back, and then we get that pop out of nowhere. So still lots of potential based off the buying above 24 for that pop to come back after we see this coming back down. Now, I don't think there's any shares available, so unfortunately, we can only look towards the long side of things. But like I said, it does have the buying above that 24 level coming in, even at almost at the 25. We got some prints that are higher up there for that to give us, that same type of deal where we end up coming down. It looks like it's dead, and then getting that volume to come in and really, make a substantial trade out of it. Next thing, ACB. Now, my biggest problem here is that do we have more room to go? Because at the end of the day, there's definitely enough. We had huge buying that came in at that 6 level. We kind of pushed up past it, and we're pulling back from there. But the biggest thing, like I said, is do we have enough to really make a substantial trade above that 6? Because everything in this stock has said buying. So it's definitely something that we want to keep a close eye from. Not the best spot for a position right here. Would have liked to pull back a little bit more just so we're not as close to where the buying, because we know a market maker is sitting there at 6. But overall, the prints show way more room. It's just a matter of getting that afternoon volume to come in. And you can see we're in a little bit of a dip right now. So would make a lot of sense, and we're getting more at 6 aspirants. Would make a lot of sense for a big volume bar to be coming soon. And based off those 6 aspirants, it's getting more of a pullback would probably make more sense coming in. But a lot of stuff out there you can see is trading a little bit of an exception. DLRY is the same type of deal. Coming into that 750, we got beautiful prints. We have a huge order that was sitting up there at that 8 level, which we're going to start gravitating back towards. Excuse me, has nothing but buying at the highs. So this is another one. It's pretty much the same type of scenario as ACB, where we're going to be looking, does it have enough range? And ACB does have a little bit more of a possibility. I just like the way that it kind of spurts out of its consolidations a little bit better. So it's definitely got a big chance of getting to that 8. And then obviously from 8, we're going to, we'll be able to make our decisions from there. XPEV, still going to be on our list. Now, the thing with this is we have so much selling that came in at 31. And if you remember from this morning, 30 had selling that was sitting there as well. So even though we still continue to see this buying, a lot of this buying is happening because of the fact that the pull up from that 31 level. Now, don't get me wrong. Overall, for the longer term side, are they looking at, is there buying? Absolutely, for it to go higher. It's just a little bit, well, not a little bit, it's way too far extended from where it is right now. I'm going to be looking for something to come back into that range of information. Now, under 30 is, that's way too much to even think about for today based, it's already, past 130. But I am going to be looking for something to break past this print line and give us a pretty substantial trade back to the downside. 32.50 is as far as you could go with your price target, because from there, that information is going to give us, basically the blueprints for the rest of the move that's going to happen. So overall, lots of buying, but the 31 had just got hit so many times. Most of that buying is showing us kind of, moving up before that big move towards the downside. And I know we have a gap. You have 3 days, just huge movement coming back up. So it really does need more of a pullback than what it's shown. I expect at some point in the near future for this thing to fall underneath 30 before it really ends up starting to take off. And then ONCT, we're going to throw on our side list. Now, the thing about this is we have aspirants that are sitting up here at 4. We have aspirants at 350. So we're kind of pulling back in this consolidation. It's very sloppy, but if you go over here in the 15-minute, you can see how pretty it actually does look. So it has the buying above. Basically, we're just going to be setting our order, a trigger towards the upside. We're going to take that trade. It's definitely a high probability of being able to get back towards that double top. Obviously, we're going to start with 4, but the double top itself, we really should be able to see this thing break past based off the amount of buying that it has. And other than that, that's pretty much what I see going on out there. There's a few other things that are just kind of floating around, but obviously plug another one, for finally to kind of move away from that 18, but you can see the the 15, but you can see the buying that's been coming into this. No reason we don't get back up to 1850. So there's another one. I'm going to throw this on our list as well. Not going to be looking for anything that's huge, because obviously it's made a pretty substantial move today. But based off its volume, you can see it's going to be above average, and we're not at our average yet. So the puzzle itself and the buying above that 18 level is telling us that we have more room above that 1850. So that's another, I like the puzzle in there. And obviously the stock, we've been watching this one for a long time. All right, guys, let's get ready for our afternoon. I will talk to everyone in the chat, and happy trading.